Hi everybody, it's me again, Gwen at Mostly Low Carb. Today I'm gonna do a slaw dish. It is my take on a similar slaw that I had at a restaurant in Asheville, North Carolina called Cucina 24. I don't remember what they called the dish, but it was really delightful. And so I wanted to do that because it's low carb. It is very tasty. It pairs great with lots of stuff. For me, I'm just gonna have it for lunch. So I thought I'd do it right now. First, get a small head of red cabbage, small. 1 medium red onion, 1 clove of garlic, and then here is my pepperoni. Now, the thing is that pepperoni, of course, has nitrates in it usually. I'm sure you can find it without, but I just used whatever I got at our local store. You know, I live way out here in the country, so I did the best I could. In any case, those are the rough ingredients. And then olive oil and vinegar. I'm gonna use 2 kinds of vinegar, apple cider and red wine. I think that the apple cider vinegar is pretty acidic. I mean, obviously all vinegar is acidic, but I'm gonna mix those two. The red wine vinegar is just a tiny bit softer than the apple cider vinegar. So when I mix them, then there's some flavor notes that are going on, but there's just a tiny bit less acidity as opposed to if I just used apple cider vinegar. So let's get going. I've halved my cabbage. I'm gonna shred it with a mandolin. Okay, it's messy and it takes a little bit of, elbow grease, but this is what it should look like. Now we'll just set this aside. Now I'm going to take the mandolin and I am going to take that little red onion, I'm going to cut it, and then I'm going to use a chopper to make very, very small minced onion. Okay, this is what it looks like once it's all been chopped. Very, very small. This is going to be your dressing for the slaw. This onion coupled with the oil and vinegar, and also the pepperoni, which if you're getting fancy is salumi. Okay guys, cutting the onion made me totally cry, so I had to step away for a sec while I chopped that pepperoni. Now I had to get it through the dicer, I used onion also, which is part of the dish, so there it is. But it really small, and just about a half cup of the pepperoni. So now it's time for the garlic. And it's just, I have a large clove. This is just for a flavor note. I mean, we're not gonna make it super garlicky, and we're gonna heat up the garlic so that it mellows a little. And we'll take the skin off. I wish I had like an easy way to do this, but I just beat it with a knife and then de-skin it. Okay, so we've got our onion, we've got our cabbage, and we've got our salami. So those are the 3 main ingredients. Oh, and the garlic. Let's not forget about that. Now we're gonna put them all together, and then we're gonna dress that slaw in the bowl. So here we go. Okay, first I put the salumi, the pepperoni, in the pan, and I'm gonna sort of grill that around the pan to extract some of the fat, because that's gonna also be coupled with that olive oil so we can make our vinaigrette. It's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna do it high speed. What do you think? Okay, so I've got my heat, medium high. And then we'll kind of zhuzh that around. I had to light the pilot light, so. So here we go with the zhuzhing. Okay, so I've got this in the pan, and you're just gonna make it kind of crispy and make sure you sort of, you know, extract some of that, the fat that the salami is made with. Next, as soon as you get it a little bit crisp, and you'll be able to tell, it's like, I mean, it's a pork product, so it's sort of like bacon. It'll cook to a crispiness. You don't want to burn it, just make it a little bit crispy. You want some tooth when after you've dressed the cabbage. Once you add vinegar to cabbage, the cabbage pulls the vinegar and the whatever dressing is into it, softens it, and then you get shrinkage in the cabbage. So now let's add our onions and garlic into the old mix. Okay, I've added the onion to the pan. The pepperoni got crispy, not burned, just a little crispy. Now I've added the onion and the garlic. I'm gonna put a couple of glugs of extra virgin olive oil in there. And so that'll sort of be part of the base of our dressing before we add vinegar. A couple of glugs is like, you know, 2 tablespoons. Let's say 3 turns of the pan. Watch. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Now we're going to cook that down so that the onion gets really mellow, because it's a flavor note in the slaw, but we don't want it too oniony. We don't want it too garlicky. The whole point is for it to have this really, I mean, for lack of a better word, elegant taste, flavor notes, and a mellow mouthfeel. Now, a lot of us, I mean, I am a texture person, and so that's important to me, the mouthfeel of some food. And, you know, I think that's one of the most important things of eating a low carbohydrate lifestyle. It can get rote, especially, you know, we're all in a hustle and bustle. We're always, you know, going quickly. You know, so sometimes we just don't take the time to really make something elegant and also low carb. This is one of those crowd pleaser things. Folks love it. So let's check back there. Hold on. There it is. Can you see? That's what you want it to look like. I'm gonna cook it down just a little bit more. I'm still on a medium-high heat. Okay, so this is what we're going for. You see? We've got a nice bubble. It smells so good. It smells so good. So we've cooked it down. Everything is nicely browned, not burned. Smells delicious. And now let's get to working this vinaigrette, and then we'll dress our slaw. So I'm going to add one more turn of olive oil. So there's a difference, of course, between something that's cooked and not cooked. So this olive oil has now been heated, and so the flavor notes change. but I want it to also have a good olive oil flavor without having the olive oil overpowering the dish. So I'm going to add 1, maybe 2 more glugs to the pan because of course we need oil for a vinaigrette. And then I'm going to add the vinegar and we'll get going from there. Okay, I've transferred it to this bowl, but I'm going to transfer this to this jar also with the vinegar so that then we make that vinaigrette and then I can shake it. Hold on. I guess I should tell you how much vinegar to use, huh? I hate saying this. You know I'm really into eyeballing, but this is our oil with the salami in this cute little ball jar. Now I'm gonna add the vinegar. You don't want too much. We're gonna add just a pinch of sugar too. The sugar, it's a flavor note, but it also cuts acidity. So we're gonna make it mellowly acidic, and then we're gonna dress our slaw, which is such a messy job. It's crazy. This dish is really messy, but it's so fun and delicious. So we'll get there. Yeah, I guess let's start with 3 tablespoons of vinegar. We'll do 1 of apple cider vinegar. We'll do 2 of red wine vinegar, okay? And then you shake it up. You're trying to emulsify all this stuff together. And we're gonna just dump this on the cabbage in just a minute. Really make sure it's mixed. It should look like that. You know, it's got like a really, it's not really, the viscosity should be, you know, sort of pea soupy, not watery. Yeah, pea soupy. So the heat in the mixture will help to liquefy the sugar so that it's not all crunchy and crystally. And then the more you shake, of course, the more emulsified it gets and the more the flavor notes blend together before we add it to our cabbage. I'm gonna have to make some room here. Anyway, okay. So I think that's good. I think that's good. And now we're just gonna add it to our slaw. So let's do that now. Okay, I'm messy with everything. I'm messy with art projects. I'm messy in my office, my studio. I am also messy in the kitchen. Although I mean, I try to clean as I cook, but sometimes I'm just messy. And so, you know, friends in my hobby though are so OCD, and it's I feel jealous sometimes. I'm like, I wish I was neat like that. I try and it just doesn't work. It's so frustrating. Anyway, all right, so we've mixed up our slaw. Here it is. And it's now time to season. So, you know, we're not going to use tons and tons of salt, a little bit, but not tons. And the reason, of course, is because that pepperoni is already salted. So I can be a little bit sensitive to over salting, although I'd rather have more salt than not enough. You know, like restaurants that don't put salt and pepper on their table. Please bring me seasoning. I just might need it. So, and all I'm gonna do is take the salt and pepper and kind of shake it in just a little bit. Here, tons of black pepper, lots and lots, lots, and keep going, just keep going, keep going. There, okay. And then, I always find it easier to mix with a fork. So, here we go. Oh. If you find a big leaf like that, take it out. That's not pretty. Okay. So now, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna put a lid on this. I'm gonna put a lid on this. This is what it'll look like. And then I'm gonna let it sit in the fridge for about 20 minutes. roughly. And then I'll take it out and plate it, and I'll show you what it looks like. Stick around. Hey y'all, okay, we're ready to plate it. I just took it out of the fridge. So let's take the lid off and take a peeky. Could have gone for maybe a little longer, but I'll tell you, overnight it's gonna be. So let's plate this bad boy. Wish I had some mint to put on it. Actually, I have some in the garden. I should go get it. Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Hang on. Okay, I went to the garden. I got a tiny sprig of mint. I'm just gonna take the leaves off and add it to my dish, and then I'll show it to you. And it's you know, the mint is just a nice little, ooh, surprise. And also it makes it look pretty. I like pretty. Okay, so here we are. We've got it plated. I'm gonna take some still shots and, well, put it on my blog. And I'll put that information below. I hope I can do all this. I hope I'm not overshooting. Anyway, whatever. My blog is poppiesandpaperbacks.com. Okay? Thanks for watching. I just want to make a note about the sugar. So this is, oh dear. I just want to make a real quick note about the sugar. I understand it's low carb, but that doesn't mean that you can't add sugar to something. I'm not sure if you saw, but I had a teaspoon of sugar just to cut the acidity. 1 teaspoon of sugar is 100% sugar, which means it's all carb, right? However, the amount in this that will serve 6 people is not going to knock you out of ketosis if you are, you know, burning fat. I just wanted to make that note. And also, if you don't want to use sugar, I love to use Swerve, but I wanted to use sugar, real sugar, instead of Swerve. So about 6 people this will serve. Actually, even closer maybe to 8. I had a big old serving for lunch. So that 1 teaspoon of sugar goes a long way, okay? So don't worry about it. And again, if you want to substitute, use Swerve. Yeah,